Hi, my name is Kate Ham. I'm the owner of AnamBliss, and today I would like to talk to you about breathing. We breathe 10 to 40,000 times a day. And fortunately, we do not have to think about every breath, because if we did, that is literally all we would do, was inhale and exhale. Because it is automatic and we don't think about it, unfortunately, we may have developed some bad habits that actually don't allow us to get as full of a breath as we should. This can happen with just tight muscles and lack of proprioception, awareness. Even our stress can actually change how we breathe. When we learn how to really focus in on using the entire breath cycle, and ideally using the diaphragm, the abdomen for breathing, it can help reduce our stress, increase our energy and productivity, and even like your mental clarity, because when your brain is getting the oxygen it needs, it can actually really function strongly. It can improve our sleep, our ability to exercise, and so much more. So let's check in with our breath where it is right now. Come onto your back. As you come on your back, have your knees bent, hands can be by your side. Maybe you want to close your eyes and just focus in on that breath. You can place one hand on your abdomen, one hand on your heart. When you inhale, what do you notice is moving? There really is no right or wrong answer here. We are purely just looking at where you are right now at this very moment. We have really three places where we breathe. We have our abdomen, our chest, our rib cage, and also our shoulders, our clavicles. And our breath is also not just up and down as we're laying on the ground. You may be noticing parts of your body moving up towards the sky. But pay attention. Do you notice parts of your body moving down towards the floor, out towards the side? So as you inhale, are you feeling more pressure onto the floor and different parts of your back? Bring your hands to your rib cage, to either side, to the right and left side. And as you inhale, notice what may happen. And just begin to make a note in your head of where you are breathing and how. Are you breathing through your mouth? Are you breathing through your nose? With your hands on your rib cage, when you inhale, can you feel the rib cage moving outward? And as you exhale, the rib cage coming in smaller, your hands coming in closer. So inhaling, feeling your rib cage reaching out to the right, to the left, a little bit like a cobra. And when you exhale, feeling everything shrinking in. I sometimes think of our breath like a balloon. When it's deflated, it's fully empty. And when you inflate it, it ideally is going out in 360 degrees. When you let it go, let the air out, it shrinks all the way back in. Bring one hand to your abdomen, one hand to your chest. When you inhale, can you just let the hand on your abdomen move? Same when you exhale. So when you inhale, your abdomen sticks out. When you exhale, the abdomen falls down towards the ground. And we're not trying to strain as we breathe. So if you notice that you're finding tension in your breath, let it go. Take one more breath, trying to just move the abdomen. And on your next inhale, try to just move your chest. And as you're feeling the chest rise up, can you also find that cobra like moving out to the sides? And maybe even the back of the ribs coming down. Bring your hands to your collarbones. Those are the clavicle, the bone right in front of the shoulders. And just notice as you inhale, as you exhale, if they move. Come back to one hand on your chest, one hand on your abdomen. And when you inhale, feel the abdomen first, then feel the chest expanding. When you exhale, let the chest fall first, then belly button towards the floor. So inhaling, abdomen expands. Maybe you can even feel the lower back filling up. Inhaling, the rib cage. And exhaling, a rib cage, abdomen. Inhaling, feeling the abdomen, the ribs in all three directions. Exhaling, the chest, the abdomen. Filling the abdomen, filling your chest. Exhaling the chest, the abdomen. Take one more full cycle. When you finish, let your arms come down to your side. Roll over onto one side. And if you have a chair or something near you, grab onto it. A side of a couch works. I have this little bench here. Let me actually bring it forward. Ideally, something that you can put your feet on and have your body be about 90 degrees. So a 90-degree bend in your knee and your hip joint. So knees are stacked over your hips. Feet are ideally about the same height as your knees. Sometimes a little higher, a little lower can work as well. Flex through your feet so your toes are coming towards you, and actively press your heels down in the ground or into the bench, chair, whatever it is. Ideally only about like 10-20%. So we're not trying to hulk the pressing the heel down. It's just a little press. When you inhale, inhale through the nose, filling up your abdomen, your chest. When you exhale, purse your lips, blow out like you're trying to blow out a candle without really letting it go. So you're blowing at the candle, just watching it flicker, you're not letting it go out. Our exhales should be somewhere between 8 to 10 on a count. Inhales will be around 5, 6, so our exhales will be longer. Inhale, filling the abdomen, filling the chest. Exhale with pursed lips, nice and slow, for a slow count, letting the ribs come down first, then your abdomen, really trying to pull the abdomen in towards the floor, stopping before you find any tension. So if you're finding tension in your neck, into the ribs or anything, release. Keep your eyes open here. Inhaling through the abdomen, through the chest. Exhale through pursed lips. And continue for a few rounds. Ideally, you may want to bring your hands to your lower ribs, try to press them down. Inhaling abdomen, chest. Exhale through pursed lips.
On the next breath, after you've exhaled, see if you can exhale even more. Soften your abdomen, keep the breath empty, but see if you can expand your rib cage out in 360 degrees. This can kind of create a vacuum into the diaphragm, pulling the diaphragm up. Inhale, filling the abdomen, filling your chest. You may need a reset breath here. And we'll repeat again. Exhaling, pulling the abdomen in towards the spine. Try to empty every single bit of breath that you have out. Soften everything. Don't let breath in. Try to expand your ribs out. When you need to, inhale. Exhale. Everything out, nice and slow. Abdomen in towards the spine, ribs coming in. Soften. Expand the ribs outward in 360 degrees. Sometimes you can feel this a little bit into the throat, which is fine. This is Uddiyana Bandha, a variation thereof. Allow your breath to return to normal. Roll over onto one side. Come up into all fours. Come into all fours. Knees will be underneath your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders. Have your toes flexed here, so not the tops of the feet on the ground, but toes on the ground, pressing in through the heels. This can be a little tricky, even for me. It's part of a movement that my body doesn't really like to do, where I want to try to round the lower back, but I'm not trying to do a pelvic tilt. I'm trying to flex through my lumbar spine. The breathing here will be the same breath we did before, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through pursed lips, nice and slow, like you're trying not to blow out a candle. We'll begin with an exhale. Inhale, trying to round the lower back. Holding that round as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. On that next exhale, we'll let everything go. Relax the spine, finding that curve again. Inhaling, rounding the lower back, holding it for a few breaths. And we'll do that about 3 cycles. So again, toes are tucked, wrists underneath the shoulders. Take an exhale. Inhale. Try to round the lower back. So without trying to tuck the tailbone under, we're not trying to round our back fully, just the lower back, basically from the bottom of the ribs to the sacrum. Purse through the lips for the exhale, trying to get a count of 8 to 10. Inhale, filling the abdomen, filling the chest. Exhale, pursed lips. Press the floor away from you with your hands. Don't let your head drop down. Try to press the back of the head in. Feel as if there's a string reaching forward. On your next exhale, release the lower back. Inhale, rounding the lower back, keeping the ribs tucked in, pressing the floor away. Exhaling through the pursed lips, counting for 8 to 10. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the lips. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, releasing the lower back. Inhale, rounding the lower back. Exhaling through the pursed lips, again pressing through the hands, not letting the head drop. Inhaling, keeping the curve of the lower back. Exhaling through the pursed lips. Inhaling. Exhaling. Here we're going to add in an Uddiyana Bandha. So after you fully exhaled, see if you can soften the abs. Try to expand the ribs in 360 degrees. Inhale. Maybe you need to take a reset breath. If you can, exhale fully. And try to expand your ribs outward. Inhale. Exhale, release the whole breath. Soften, try to expand the ribs. Allow the breath to return to normal. Sit back into a child's pose. Rise up, come back onto your back. And just begin to notice your breath. Notice if there's been any changes from the last time we checked in. And definitely from when we first checked in. When you feel ready, you can roll over onto one side, come back up. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you feel a lot better. I hope your breath feels easier. I hope you can get a really good night's sleep. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I hope I get to see you again soon.